Robin before they lobotomized her. Her character / acting in season 4 and 5 has been unbearable. She's really annoying and unnecessary. Or annoying, which is really lame because I liked her so much in season 3. So yeah, if you didn't know, Stranger Things just recently came out with its 5th and final season. After many, many years. Which means we got to see all of our old favorite characters again. Like Elle, Mike, Will, Lucas, Dustin, Max, Jim, Nancy, Joyce.
Why are there so many goddamn characters?
Anyway, and of course season 5 included Robin Buckley, played by another woman with a bird-related name, Maya Hawke. Robin's character was introduced into the 3rd season of the show. The Duffer Brothers needed to create a character, as one of the most popular comments the 2nd season got was on the relationship between Dustin and Steve. They wanted to be able to create a plotline for these characters, but they thought having a side plot with only 2 characters may be too small, and they thought they could use more of a straight man comedically, which led to the introduction of Robin.
Like a lion. Don't do that, okay?
And this worked perfectly.
4, 6, Popeye.
Yeah, I can count.
You know that means you suck.
Yep, I can read, too.
Since when?
Steve and Robin were one of the most interesting pairs to watch that season, leading to Robin becoming a fan favorite. Not simply because of her connection to Steve, but because Robin herself felt unlike any character the show had introduced before. She was sharp and effortlessly funny, and even in her moments of awkwardness, she carried a kind of coolness. In many ways, she matched Steve's energy, yet she also stood in striking contrast to him. She seemed smarter and more together, but still awkward. It was cool.
These ladies,
and she was also relatable.
Hot. They're so very hot.
Well, relatable if you're like me and also a lesbian. Robin was the first openly queer character within the show, and since even to this day there is an extreme lack of lesbian representation within media, this made people, specifically the queer community, gravitate towards her as a character. However, when season 4 was released, many viewers expressed both annoyance and confusion regarding her character. Like how in that season, Robin talked a lot faster than she normally would.
Problem where it's like, I should stop talking. I have said everything I need to say, but then I guess I get nervous and the words, they keep spilling out, and it's like my brain is moving faster than my mouth, or rather my mouth is moving faster than my brain, and it's like I'm digging this hole for myself, and I want to stop digging, and I'm trying to stop digging, but I can't, and I'm doing it right now. I'm hopeless.
Robin also appeared a lot more socially anxious and apologetic than in the previous season.
Friends. Like platonic with a capital P. Just in case that's adding any tension between us. Looking like a total corpse.
Many people pointed out how different her character felt, with several comments saying she had been, quote-unquote, lobotomized. Historically, lobotomies were a harmful psychiatric procedure used throughout the 20th century, often performed without real consent and disproportionately on women, disabled people, and other marginalized groups. The surgery caused lasting cognitive and emotional damage, which is why the term carries a heavy history and can be offensive when used casually. It echoes a time when medical systems dehumanized vulnerable people. People used the joke here because they felt her personality had been flattened or drained of depth, and the exaggeration was for them to express their frustration with how she was written. In my title, I'm not using the word to endorse the joke, but rather to highlight how the fandom was outraged and how strongly viewers felt about her character change and how dramatic they felt this change truly was. Did Robin actually change as a character? I mean, many people, including myself, don't really see this dramatic of a shift, especially when I first watched the show. And the more I saw these negative comments about her character change, the more responses I saw responding saying how they adamantly disagreed. Usually due to one of 3 reasons. The main reason being, many people saw Robin's character change as not just her completely changing who she is because of lazy writing, but because, in reality, the character of Robin is someone who is neurodivergent. And within the first season she is shown, season 3, she is masking, which is a common term used for neurodivergent people when they're hiding a lot of the traits that make them appear neurodivergent. And they believe that as she has gotten more comfortable throughout the show, that she is not masking as much. While many people believe that her unmasking is the reason her character has changed, there are a couple other reasons that audiences have given. Especially certain people do believe that the reason she is more anxious or maybe uptight or nervous within the 4th and 5th season is because of the deep trauma that Robin went through within the 3rd season. While I can understand where this perspective is coming from, I think me and a lot of other people really struggle to believe this idea. Because both Steve, Dustin, and Erica went through those similar events that Robin did, yet they are not as anxious, nervous, and uptight as Robin is. I understand that trauma responses can be different, however, it just may feel like slightly lazy writing that only she is the one who has had this drastic character change due to this trauma. Also, her anxiety is not exactly around things related to what she has gone through, and is simply more social. And the third excuse people give to these comments about the anger and rage they feel towards her big change is, well, you're ridiculous. She has not changed at all. Many people do not really see a giant difference between season 3, 4, and 5, and some don't even see a difference at all. And do I think that any of these reasons are true? Well, yes and no. The last two reasons people use, such as her having a trauma response, or maybe she's been like this the whole time, I don't really see as plausible. However, I do think it is an interesting thing to bring up the fact that Robin may be a neurodivergent character. Not just may, but almost definitely is. Robin as a character has many traits that are associated with both autism and ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Robin is unable to sit still. She even admits at one point that she does struggle with social cues. She seems obsessive, and she gets very talkative and very anxious about who she's talkative. All these traits very much aligning and relating to those who are neurodivergent. However, I don't think it is important to exactly diagnose her with one thing, because in my opinion, it is not as important about if she exhibits these traits, and rather, is she able to connect with the community? Because I myself can say she can, but it is not just me. Many other people who have autism and ADHD have felt themselves portrayed through Robin, specifically their neurodivergent traits portrayed through her. And many state this as a positive thing, which is why so many people were coming forward to defend this character choice. So, well, I guess that's the video. Robin was just masking through seasons 4 and 5, and yes, she is autistic and has ADHD, and therefore her masking can excuse— No! While I do believe that the explanation for her change in character can be because she is unmasking due to her being neurodivergent, I still think I should be able to criticize the fact that her character has not been consistent through these seasons, even when we consider that fact. I think that there was a lot of traits that were forgotten. For example, the fact that she can speak multiple languages, that she's very intelligent and academic. All these things could have been consistent with her character, but rather they were forgotten. I think the Duffer Brothers, similarly what they did with Joe Keery and Steve Harrington, is when they got to know the actress Maya Hawke and her personality and strengths better, they decided to work the character around that. They tried to make, in my opinion, Robin seem more like Maya Hawke. I believe much of the negativity directed at her character is rooted, consciously or not, in ableist assumptions. To me, it's clear that Robin is written as a neurodivergent character who's gradually unmasking and becoming more comfortable showing her authentic self. However, acknowledging that does not mean I endorse every writing choice made for her. Many of the behaviors attributed to her, especially those that have little to do with masking or unmasking, have introduced frustrating inconsistencies for audiences. Her reduced sarcasm with Steve, the moments where she's inexplicably dumbed down, and the overall flattening of her intelligence are not only narratively weak, but also problematic in terms of representation. A lot of viewers would have appreciated seeing her intellect highlighted alongside her neurodivergent traits, rather than watching those characteristics be sidelined or treated as mutually exclusive. No, Robin has not been lobotomized, but her portrayal has undeniably suffered from uneven writing. At the same time, I think it's important for us who are neurodivergent to examine the characters we care about. Liking a character does not mean we can't question how they're written. Thoughtful, consistent, and respectful representation is something we deserve, and holding media accountable is part of advocating for that. Thank you if you made it this far in this video. I understand this is not exactly the most polished piece of work. I use this more as just a template to be able to express my ideas regarding the TV show, and also to be able to work on my editing skills. I did not really write a script for this, and now looking back, I think I would, but it was more of just a learning exercise, so if you did watch this, thank you very much. I am sorry.